So I'm making a really controversial choice in my current Baldur's Gate 3 run, and that is romancing Gale in a Shadowheart origin run. I know, literally no one ships them. I know, I have never seen a single piece of ship art or an edit of them or anything the whole time this game has been around. I don't even know, do they have a ship name? Gart? Shadowweave? I don't know, never seen it. But someone's gotta do it. And that's gotta be me. And you know what? I actually don't get why I've never seen anyone ship them. I think it makes perfect sense. And you may look at me in my little Gale earrings and say, Grace, I see right through you and your lies. This is all for purely self-indulgent reasons. You are just looking for an excuse to do another fresh, revamped Gale romance run because every time you walk by his tent, it feels like that animation trend of the princess marrying the king and turning and seeing her beloved loyal knight crying in the audience. My girl's in the next room. Sometimes I wish she was. To which I say, slander, lies, let me cook. Spoilers ahead for like the whole game. My biggest gripe with people's criticisms of Gale and Shadowheart is people failing to understand that they are both deeply religious people. Especially when people go off about Gale being hung up on his ex. She's not just his ex, and I feel like calling her his ex is its own big can of worms. Mystra is his goddess. It's like if you dated a former nun, no longer a nun, but still devoutly Catholic, and she started talking about how much she loves Jesus, would you be like she's hung up on her ex? No. Gale and Shadowheart are both deeply religious, devout people who have a complicated relationship with that religion because they were groomed. They were taught from an early age to like devalue themselves in the face of their goddess. That they need to unquestioningly sacrifice so much to prove their loyalty to that goddess. And they both go through an arc of either losing themselves to that religion, being swallowed up by their blind faith to that goddess, and thus losing themselves and their connections to other people in the process, or finding their own worth and being able to rebuild a relationship with religion that actually values their humanity and the connections that they've made. And I just want to see them interact more. I want to see them support each other in that journey. And I'm just partway into Act 1 and already having so many feelings about this. Because we know that Shadowheart just had a horrible time in the cloister of the Solemn Embrace. We know what she was taught to do. We know how those values were instilled in her. And in a Shadowheart origin run, you get little flashes. Like, you get a flashback of a memory of being disciplined with a rod if you choose to, like, help Arabella. Char's embrace, the sensation of her power, is intentionally cold and isolating. So when I was playing as Shadowheart and I got to the scene of Gale's magic lesson, I got a little teary-eyed. Because it was so wonderful to see Shadowheart, who has clearly been taught through, like, coldness and isolation and discipline her whole life, get to, like, have a moment of learning something from someone who is, like, kind and encouraging and doesn't care if she messes up, and where the sensation of the magic around her is warm and feels like safety and human connection. It was just really sweet, and it's making me so excited for watching them go through their arcs together as, like, partners, and, you know, teaching each other that they are worthy of love and what their goddesses have asked of them is just not fair. Like, I'm already thinking of how much sparing Dame Aelin and defying Char is gonna hit different, informed by being in love with Gale, who was just asked to self-detonate for the sake of Mystra. I'm thinking of Gale's romance scene where he takes you to a projection of his tower and he's like, this is my whole world, this was both my prison and my safe space, and then being able to, as Shadowheart in the cloister of the Solemn Embrace in the third act, be able to show him her little hideout where she would cling to her last little shred of self-worth and humanity, trying to escape from her teachers as a little girl in this cult. I just think there's a lot of potential for a beautiful story of a couple supporting each other through religious deconstruction together, and they happen to be a black cat goth girl and nerdy golden retriever boy dynamic. I thought that everybody loved that. If I'm gonna be the only person enjoying this delicious meal, then so be it.